My name is Mobo. Welcome to Mobo Speaks, so let's listen to today's story. So, in the beginning of the film, we are told that this is the story of Oppenheimer, a scientist who made his name in atomic energy. He was also called the father of atomic. In this story, we are shown that if a person wants, he can do anything. How far can his thinking go? And like this, Oppenheimer also did. His thinking was far ahead, but he did not know that his thinking would destroy someone. This is a true story. At that time, an atom bomb was dropped on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. That bomb was made by Oppenheimer. And because of his atom bomb, more than 2 lakh people were killed. And even after many years, the effect of that bomb remained. Oppenheimer had made the first atomic bomb, which was called the Marathon Project. And our story is also about this, that with whom and how did Oppenheimer's journey pass. So the story begins and we are shown Oppenheimer. At that time, a case was going on against him. This case was about his treachery. Whether he is a traitor of the country or not. But why was this accusation put on him? So the story goes from here to the past. We see a court where some people were sitting. This was a small court where there was no publisher and no press and no public. In this case, we were told whether Oppenheimer should get security clearance or not. That is, the accusation put on him that on August 6, 1945, the bomb dropped on Hiroshima and Nagasaki and it was his hand in making that bomb. As we know that Oppenheimer had made that bomb. He is asked whether he had such a destructive mind since childhood. The story goes from here to the past. When Oppenheimer started his journey, the story goes to his college days. When the chemistry teacher was teaching him in the class, he was not paying much attention to it. Because atomic energy was circulating in his brain. So the teacher asks, "Where is your attention?" He tells that I have to go for a physics lecture which is very important for me. Here we come to know that Oppenheimer was very interested in physics. But during class, some bottles of chemicals fall from his hands. Oppenheimer's teacher says that now your punishment is that you will stay here and keep all the bottles together. And the rest of the people go to listen to the physics lecture. In which his teacher was also included, who was giving a very good physics teacher at that time. Oppenheimer, who was in a hurry, was stopped in the class. At that time, Oppenheimer gets angry while working. He gets a bottle of poison there, which he fills in his teacher's apple with an injection. Because his teacher gave him this punishment. And soon he himself gets wet in the rain and reaches to attend the lecture. When the physics teacher had finished his lecture there, he asks everyone, "Does anyone have any question about this atomic energy according to me?" Then Oppenheimer asks him a question. Was this his fate or something else? The next day, Oppenheimer is called alone in the class. Where his own teacher was also standing with that physics teacher. And the apple in which he mixed the poison was in the hand of that physics teacher. He says to Oppenheimer, "Look, I know your mind. It runs very fast. You are very ahead in physics quantum. But some of your theories are weak. I want you to strengthen your theory a little more. Go somewhere far from here. I can still see a capable man in you. I will tell you the name of a college. You go there and meet a teacher. He will tell you how theories can be improved. And how will you move forward? Because at that time, no one knew so much about physics. This was a very big thing, which was only seen in Oppenheimer. At that time, people did not take much interest in things like atomic energy. Oppenheimer was Russian. But still, due to interest in physics, he had shifted to America. Because he knew that his destination was ahead of here. So here we are shown the scene of the past and the present. That is, sometimes of the court and sometimes of Oppenheimer's life. How did he travel to make this bomb? And how do they finish the accusation against them? Because at that time, America and Russia did not make it all. The main reason for this was communists, who used to work to increase the fight between these two countries. Here in the party, one day Oppenheimer meets a girl, whose name was Jean, who was communist. Jean, who was interested in Oppenheimer's physics. She had known that if something big happens in the future, then Oppenheimer will do it. A few days later, Oppenheimer meets a scientist, who was doing research on the atomic bomb. Here some of Oppenheimer's theories fail. But some of the physics experiments were successful. They spend many years researching these things. During this time, he also taught physics quantum in a college. Oppenheimer spent many years of his life on physics experiments. Then Oppenheimer meets a girl named Kitty. They had a very good friendship. Oppenheimer and Kitty get married. But Oppenheimer still had Jean in his heart. He used to go and meet her. One day Jean tells Oppenheimer that you stay with me. I need you very much. But Oppenheimer told her that I am married. And now I will never meet you again. It would be better for both of us to go away. One day an American general comes to his office. He tells that we have come to know that there is a work on an atomic bomb in Russia. If they make the first atomic bomb before us, then our end will be soon. I understand that no one knows better about atomic energy than you. That's why I want you to make such a bomb for us. But for this work, Oppenheimer tells that to complete this bomb, we need a lot of scientists and a very big place and a lot of money. Everything is arranged. A very big place is given for this work. A whole city is set up. Oppenheimer also gathers the team of scientists. Along with that, their family had also shifted there, because this work was going to last for a few years. Here, a scientist comes to Oppenheimer. He tells because of his question that this work is very dangerous. If even a small mistake is made while using atomic energy, then a black hole can be formed, which will destroy the surrounding area. To find out this, Oppenheimer goes to Albert Einstein. He also had to say that if there is destruction, then it will be on a large scale. From here, the scene of the court is shown again, where the same things were going on. Oppenheimer was being questioned that why did you take such a big destruction on your head? Someone here had to say that it was very important for us to make this atom bomb. If we had not done this, the enemy would have destroyed us. The scene of the past is shown again. It took them 4 years to make this bomb. A lot of people's hard work and a lot of money. In the meantime, Oppenheimer gets the news that Jean has died. He was deeply shocked. Because Jean had told him that I need you. You have to stay with me. At that time, it was very difficult for Oppenheimer. The atom bomb was about to be made and the shock of Jean's death was in his heart. But still he worked with courage and continued his work. Then the same scientist who had told about the black hole advises him to use hydrogen, which is 1,000 times stronger than atomic energy. Then Oppenheimer thinks a lot about this. He understood that if he used hydrogen to make the bomb, then other countries can also make such a bomb. And if there is a war between World War III, then everything will be destroyed. The whole world will be in dust. That's why he refuses to use hydrogen. But yes, he promises the scientist that he will definitely consult him in the future. Their bomb had been completed, which had to be tested now. In the first test, there is a very big explosion. So big that their hats fly off their heads. Now the next task was to drop this bomb. That's why he had to get this law passed by his president. At that time, Russia was also a very big power and so was America. Only Japan was weak in this. The president was seeing his prey in Japan. So he points out the 16 places there. He chose this place from them and it is called Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Now their bomb had to be tested for the last time. It rains that day and that's why the test stopped. Meanwhile, his journal also had to reach New York and give all the information that after all these years they have worked so hard that the thing they have made actually works or not. In the last few hours of this test, all people's hopes were attached. Anyway, the rain stops. Everyone holds their breath. The beginning of such an explosion that made its name. This explosion was so big and so dangerous that it spread to the ground. Their experiment to make a bomb was successful. Everyone was very happy and now these bombs are ready to fall on Hiroshima. And when it was done, the American government was very happy. At the same time, Oppenheimer's heart was very sad. He was sad that how many families will be destroyed because of him. Children will be separated from their mother. Their future will be destroyed. That incident was so painful. The same scene was revolving in Oppenheimer's eyes. After his success, when he gives a speech in America, he was only happy from the outside. But from inside, he was very sad. He was seeing corpses everywhere. After that, he meets the President of America. Oppenheimer says, "Look, we have produced this bomb. But we should stop it here. If we don't stop it here, other countries will do the same. The whole world will be destroyed. I will be blamed for all this." The president says, "Look, you didn't drop this bomb, we dropped it. Future, that is, it will continue to work in the future." Oppenheimer was very famous because of his successes. But here he stopped his work. The story comes to the court from here, where many police scientists were giving arguments on this. Who was connected to this bomb-making project? And this was the reason. When Oppenheimer refused to make any more bombs, he was framed as a traitor. Everyone here was thinking about Oppenheimer, that how did his brain work so fast that it became a weapon to destroy the world? Actually, there was a scientist Lewis's plan to frame Oppenheimer, who wanted Oppenheimer to work with him on hydrogen, but he refused to work with him because he knew that there could be a huge destruction in this work, and he was the one who framed Oppenheimer. Now, Oppenheimer's wife comes to the court, who had evidence against the scientist on whose basis Oppenheimer was released. Now, more work was done on the bombs made by him. At the end of the story, we are shown Oppenheimer near Albert Einstein, who asks him about the use of hydrogen in the bomb, to which he replies, "Watch carefully, because the use of hydrogen in the bomb can lead to a huge destruction, and I had told you about this destruction even before making the atom bomb." So, the movie ends here. Friends, if you liked the movie, then do like and subscribe to the channel.